Hey, welcome back to Score on Business. Remember, check out scorenashville.org. Okay, our next guest is Chris Redhage, the founder or co-founder of Provider Trust. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Pete, for having me on.
Yeah. So Chris co-founded a venture-backed healthcare technology company here in Nashville called Provider Trust. They work with large healthcare organizations nationwide to ensure they are compliant with current regulations. He also co-founded a faith and work initiative called Undercurrent. And again, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, Chris, how have you been able to handle the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur while keeping a positive outlook?
Yeah, Pete, that's a great question. So I heard you were talking about how do you hire people and interview people in the earlier segment. And one of the things that we do is we take people through pretty intensive interview process. And so we do a phone interview, and then we do a structured interview with a company actually called Talent Plus. And one of the universal themes that we've seen in successful people, not only in Provider Trust, but across entrepreneurial organizations, is having basically the correlation of high positivity and high values. And so that's one of the things that I've really been focused on, even growing up in Nebraska and playing sports, is you a lot of times have bad things happen.
Yes.
And so it's how do you react to those?
Right.
And so I think for me, it's just focusing on, okay, where am I at? How am I feeling about this situation? Being able to communicate that to my team or the people around me, and then being able to process that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you, for entrepreneurs, something bad happening a lot of times has more zeros than the dollar value. One time, I made the mistake of thinking that two folks who worked 10 feet from each other communicated. That cost me $300,000.
Yeah.
And so the entrepreneur errors get expensive pretty quickly.
Yeah, they do. And a lot of people, I didn't go get my MBA. I'm your typical entrepreneur that has ideas, and I've just been able to execute at a pretty young age. And so I haven't gone and got my MBA, but a lot of the mistakes, I could tell you, probably cost me more than it would cost to go get an MBA.
That's how it goes.
So I definitely connect with you on that point. I think one of the big things is every situation is different. We have a thing, a saying in our company when we're talking to clients is, if you've seen one healthcare organization, you've seen one healthcare organization, because they're all different, right? They're all managing things, and that's what's different about each business too. Is like, there's this blueprint, but that's kind of the beauty of what entrepreneurship is you really are painting your own picture, and you're having to learn from others, or even from your own mistakes on how to kind of navigate the treacheries of being an entrepreneur.
Okay. So you've talked a lot about culture and how that contributes to the success at Provider Trust. What do you do to build culture?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing, we're about 4.5 years old. We have right around 25 to 30 full-time employees. Again, we're venture-backed, so the idea is we got to grow fast. And a lot of times in startups and venture-backed companies, it's all focused on performance. And so what we've tried to do is, one, hire really talented people. And so as we focus on hiring those talented people, we're able to then focus on that culture of that. So the thing that we've done specifically is we have this thing called formation in the morning. We have 6 core values and 6 business practices, and we read one each morning. And so we're able to focus on one thing, and then basically what we do is we talk about that. So one of them is be the hustle that you desire. So not work hard, but be the hustle that you desire. We have those hanging out, and then we talk about that. What does that look like for a client, for your teammate, even for your family? Because we really feel that coming to work at Provider Trust, not only should it help you be good at business, but it should also help you be better in your home life and your family life.
I love that. I think that's awesome to have the values and the business practices, and then each morning get together and talk about it. Yeah, so how does a healthy culture impact bottom line results?
Yeah, I think it has everything to do with bottom line results, because if you're taking care of your employees, but you have this culture where people enjoy to come to work. Talent Plus, the organization that we use to do our interviews, has saying basically, we desire that everyone comes to work and love to has a job and they love it. And that's really what our passion is as Provider Trust, is we want to identify their core talents, and then we want to place them into a job or into a niche within Provider Trust that allows them to live in those core talents.
Oh,
because then they're going to
yeah.
come alive. And when people come alive, like, that's what we need. We don't need more people working harder. We need more people coming alive and being passionate about what they do.
Right. Okay. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. So, ladies and gentlemen, scorenashville.org. We'll be right back.